Hello everyone. Welcome and welcome back. Today I have two different wreaths done with ribbon. They will both be farmhouse style. I'm simply showing you right now what I am using. I have the short burlap roll is from Hobby Lobby. It's left over from another wreath I did, and the long roll right there is from Dollar Tree. The buffalo check ribbon is from Hobby Lobby, and so is this really long, I think it's like 19 inches, candy cane wreath ring. We are going to be making a farmhouse candy cane wreath. I did this a few weeks ago and I absolutely loved it. It came out super cute, so I decided to do it again with this black and white buffalo check ribbon. So I'm starting off with my burlap, and I am going to start from the bottom. It doesn't really matter where you start from. I end up starting from the bottom of this wreath ring with the burlap, and then at the top with the ribbon. It's whatever you prefer. I am starting off by using just a little bit of hot glue to hold it in place, and then I will just wrap it at an angle all the way around. I don't have a lot of burlap left. I don't have a lot of the buffalo check ribbon either. This is after I've already done a project with this stuff, but I had some left over and I really just wanted to do another one. So you can see what I'm doing here, just wrapping it at an angle all the way up and over. And sometimes I stop periodically and leave a couple of dots of hot glue. So the trickiest part about doing these candy cane wreaths is when you get up to the little hook at the top. It's not too bad. I try to pull the burlap taut so it won't fold up on me too much, but it can't really be helped. I suppose you could cut it and glue that in down and then start rewrapping again, but I want to do all that, and and it looked fine, so I wasn't too worried about it. It is like a farmhousey kind of rustic thing, so I wasn't too concerned about it. But if any wrinkles or anything like that bother you, then you might want to cut it away and then start wrapping it in that little hook. But I didn't mind personally. accidentally cut off too much burlap and left the end of the wreath exposed, but I wasn't too bothered by it because I could easily cover it up with my ribbon. So that is ultimately why I ended up starting at this end, because I screwed up with the burlap. And I'm just gonna do the exact same thing with the ribbon, only we're not going to cover the entire burlap. We're just going to do kind of like a candy cane stripe. It's easier for me to show you rather than tell you, but it's, you know, you get the gist of what we're going for. Hey, are you new here? Have you subscribed yet? No? Then what you waiting on? Just hit the little subscribe button and then hit the bell and make sure you're notified every time I upload, because I am all about the Christmas, okay? We're gonna get lots of Christmas. You just gotta stick around and make sure you don't miss anything, okay? Okay. Okay, so at this point, you want to fold your ribbon up, give it a few dots of hot glue to keep it in place. Make sure it stays in the back. I'm gonna cut that down a little bit. And that's it for the base of this. And now it is time to make a bow, which is, let me tell you, I'm not the greatest when it comes to bows, but I can do this. So if I can, you certainly can too. So just trust me. I have this last little piece of the Hobby Lobby bow, burlap, and I'm putting my silicone mat in between the burlap. So when I hot glue these pieces together, it does not stick to itself. This is the easiest way I found to make a bow using burlap. I'm just gluing those ends down, and then I am going to just scrunch up the middle, and then we have a cute little rustic farmhousey bow. I also have this burlap-like ribbon that says Merry Christmas. I just had to add it on there for a little pop of red, and it is so cute. I love this stuff. Also from Hobby Lobby. So for the bow, for the ribbon, I am just measuring it out to 6 inches and then folding it over on itself 6 times. And then I fold it in half to find my crease, and then I tie it up with some twine. I got this very simple bow from Olivia's Romantic. I can't remember the name of her channel, but she is awesome at bows. This is a version of her what she calls an Olivia bow, and I find it to be one of the easiest bows for me to make. I am not that great. Like I said, I'm not that great with bows. So if I can do this, you absolutely can. I will make sure to, I will try to remember to link one of her bow videos, because, you know, she's far better at it than I. But then once I have the ribbon tied, I scrunch up the burlap that I glued together and I tie them together with my twine. So I took that last little bit of buffalo check ribbon and wrapped it around the center of my bow. And then I took that same burlap Merry Christmas ribbon and I measured out, I think 24 inches to make my tails. And of course, I took my scissors and dovetailed them to make them look fancy. And I thought it was super cute. But then I remembered, after all that fluffing, that I was gonna put a little sign on here anyway. So I ended up smushing the bow down anyway. But either way, it was still cute. So once I was done with the bow, I just took some greenery out, some random pieces I had in my stash, and just kind of played with it for a little bit, trying to see what I wanted to do. And I finally made the decision after like a million years. I just wanted to have a bit more color, so the greenery and some red berries on a pretty little acorn. I love the frosty little acorns. I got these most of these picks, the ones I just pushed aside, are from Hobby Lobby. This little sign also from Hobby Lobby, and I think those berries are also from Hobby Lobby. And that little green piece was just I ripped that off of something from Hobby Lobby. I ripped it off, and because I didn't like what I was originally going to use it for, but you know, I kept it just in case, and I'm glad I did, because it looked super cute up on the bottom corner of this adorable little sign. So I decided this needed another pop of color, so I decided to use these red bells I got off of a project my mother gave me to repurpose. And I didn't string them up like that. She did, obviously. But these are from Dollar Tree. You can find them in red, obviously. There's a plain one just up in the corner right there. And I believe you can find them in green. And I also had to add a pipe cleaner to my bow because my jute twine was not long enough. Obviously my mistake. Make sure that you make it long enough so you can secure your bow to your wreath, but the pipe cleaner worked all the same.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe.
For extra security, I like to add a little bit of E6000 and hot glue just to make sure that everything stays where I want it to. And then I do the exact same thing with the little sign that I'm going to add to the bow. I put on a bit of E6000 for a long hold and hot glue for a quick hold.
All I do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself.
So now I'm going to make a hanger. I took that same burlap ribbon and measured it about 8 inches or so, maybe a little more than that. But I measured that out and then I folded it over. And again, I made it with E6000 and hot glue. The E6000 has a powerful hold, while the hot glue has a quick hold because I didn't want to have to sit there and hold this until it dried. So I used the E6000 and hot glue together. And then I did the same thing, putting the hanger on. Make sure you put it somewhere, not at the very top, but slightly backwards. Just kind of hold it up so you can make sure that you get the hanger in the right spot so your wreath doesn't lean over. Now here is wreath number 2, and it is going to be done with a foam round. I got this from Dollar Tree. I've had it in my stash for quite some time. I like to grab things and kind of hang on to it until I can figure out what I want to do with it. And I never really knew what kind of wreath I wanted to do with this until I started making farmhouse wreaths. Farmhouse decor is never my thing. It's always been gingerbread, but I don't know, it's starting to grow on me a little bit. I'm feeling the buffalo check and the farmhousey feel, even though I am a city girl through and through. I am from Cleveland. I am not from the country, but my husband is. So but yeah, it's kind of starting to grow on me a little bit. So anyway, I started off with some hot glue securing the end. Now with these, you would have to paint it depending on your ribbon. If your ribbon is translucent, you're going to want to paint this foam round, but mine was opaque enough that I could simply just wrap it up and be done with it. I'm doing the same thing I did with the candy cane wreath and simply overlapping ever so slightly and securing with hot glue every few wraps. So I wrapped it all the way around and then secured it with hot glue. Right here, I am doing another variation of the Olivia bow, and I am using that same buffalo ribbon that we used in the first project, and I am using this beautiful red ribbon here that I got from Hobby Lobby, and also that red buffalo check was also from Hobby Lobby. And I used a pipe cleaner this time to secure it. Now, I wanted to make an even bigger burlap bow. So, as you can see, I'm just trying to get an idea of how big this bow is going to be. I wanted it to be much bigger than my last one. So I'm just kind of sizing it up. And then I take my silicone mat and I fold it in half and lay it in between. Y'all saw me do this. Blah, blah, blah. Y'all saw me do this earlier. I really need to slow down while I talk. And I'm just going to hot glue these pieces, just overlap them ever so slightly, maybe about a half inch to an inch over each other with hot glue. And I like to use the silicone mat because I don't want to mess up my cutting mat with glue. The silicone mat, obviously it'll come right up. And I use the hot glue and then let it cool before scrunching up in the middle and making a big burlap bow. And y'all saw me use the rest of the Hobby Lobby burlap earlier. This one right here is the one from Dollar Tree. So I found this metal sign at Walmart. It was only 98 cents. Yo, seriously, Walmart has absolutely stepped up their Christmas game. They're like, oh, okay, y'all want to keep going to Hobby Lobby? All right, bet. Because their stuff that I saw is just freaking ridiculously, incredibly cute. Like Hobby Lobby quality, to be honest. I mean, that's just me. That's my opinion. But seriously, don't sleep on Walmart this holiday season. So I cut off this, the hanger that was on there because I wanted to make one a bit longer. So I put the twine in there and then made a knot. And I honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. I was in La La Land after this. I made things harder on myself. I end up attaching this sign to the top of the wreath first with a bit of hot glue and then wrapping the twine around. I don't know why I did it this way. I wasn't thinking. And then I ended up making things even harder on myself because I had to make a hanger and I was like, oh crap, I have to do that too. So just do as I say, not as I do. Wrap your twine, make your hanger, then attach your sign. It wasn't too much harder, but you see, I have to like be careful not to knock it off, and it was just a mess. I don't know why I did it this way. I was, thinking about other things, I guess. My mind was just all over the place. So I pulled a bunch of random greenery out of my stash, trying to figure out what I wanted to add to this because I love greenery, so it's gotta be added somewhere at some point. I found some of these holly berries and leaves. These are from Hobby Lobby. They're only like, after the 50% off, they're only like 50 cents. So I have a bunch of these and I plan on getting more. Initially I grabbed this one, which I think is from Joann's, and I just wasn't feeling them. They were, I haven't been to Joann's recently. Those ones are from last year, but they just looked meh. But I love the color and the contrast of these ones right here. Like I said, they're from Hobby Lobby, only 50 cents after the 50% off deal. So I have a bunch of these and they're so pretty. So I took them off of the string, or off of the wire. I glued down the leaves, 3 of the berries, added my big bow, and that was it for this Farmhouse wreath. It was super easy to do. I absolutely love these now. Like I don't know what's going on with me, but I'm loving the Farmhouse. Y'all let me know what y'all think about these. Would you give these a try? Let me know what y'all think about them in the comment section. Let me know which one's your favorite. I'm gonna have to say the red one. I love these so much. Don't forget, if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell button so you know when I upload, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.